Welcome, latest Motley Fool scoreboard. I'm on Unchockable, and we've got longtime fools Travis Hoyam and Matt Frankel giving a 1 to 10 rating to a top 200 stock in the primary Hidden Gems database. It's ServiceNow, ticker symbol NOW. First, we'll rate the strength of ServiceNow's business, including factors like industry and competition. A 10 is invincible, a 1 is hopeless. Travis is at a 5. Matt, you're a little brighter at a 7.
Yeah, I mean, they are the world's leading enterprise workflow automation AI platform. Most of the Fortune 500 are customers of theirs. They're deeply integrated in their customers' business. And they're doing a solid job of trying to reposition for the agentic AI age, but there are significant concerns about AI disruption, which I'm sure Travis is going to talk about. There's some competition, but that's not the primary vulnerability as far as I see it.
Yeah, let's start with where you started. Enterprise workflow automation and AI platform. That just sounds like a lot of buzzwords to me. I've also heard them called the platform of platforms, stitching together a bunch of these disparate systems. Yeah, I think the stat is like big companies have like 400 different pieces of SaaS software that they're using. It seems like if this world of agents is real, then then ServiceNow maybe doesn't have the same value that it has today. And it also seems like a company that's just trying to slap AI on absolutely everything. And so that has my kind of red flag antenna going up.
The very least, it's hard to give a super high score given how we don't know how everything's going to shake out. For management, a 10 is Warren Buffett, a 1 is Homer Simpson. Travis is at a 7. Matt, you're at an 8.
Yeah, I mean, Bill McDermott, he's been an effective leader. Revenue's tripled in the 7 years since he's been CEO, so you really can't give him that low of a score. I'm concerned with how much emphasis he places on M&A in his growth strategy. That's definitely a risk factor, but he does have a history of pretty good capital allocation overall.
Yeah, besides having the best look in the industry of any CEO out there, he has tons of experience. Previously, the CEO of SAP. The question that I have, and one of the reasons I went a little bit lower here, is in the world where there's a fundamental technology shift, we don't typically see these big, established, very experienced executives be the perfect person to make that transition to the next phase. So I have a hard time arguing with what he's done in the past. The question is, what's going to happen in the future, and is he the right person to take this company or any company into an agentic AI, whatever that looks like, world? That's where I have a lot more questions.
For financials, a 10 is a fortress, a 1 is yikes. Travis is a 7. Matt, you're at an 8.
Don't worry, I'm getting to a negative score soon. But for financials, I can't really give it too low of a score. I mean, it's a free cash flow machine. $4.5 billion last year in free cash flow. Great margins. I mean, a 35% free cash flow margin, which even for a SaaS business is great. Low leverage, positive net cash on the balance sheet. Their stock-based comp is a little bit higher than I'd like to see. And I mean, Travis can talk about, concerns of what he's seeing in the numbers. But I mean, as far as just the current financial snapshot, there's not a lot to give it lower than an 8.
Yeah, I went, I guess, relatively high with a 7. The challenge here is, can you squint and kind of see challenges coming for ServiceNow? And I think that's what we're starting to see. Their growth is still really strong, but margins are starting to get squeezed just a little bit. AI disruption is really what the market is fundamentally worried about. And I just think we may be in a period where those financials start to take a turn for the worst. And that's when you don't want to be owning a stock, is when margins are going down, when the growth rate is slowing. And so that's why I'm a little bit more concerned with ServiceNow. But yeah, it is a challenge to say, hey, look, on a backwards looking basis, things look pretty darn good. We are starting to see a little bit of signs of weakness, though.
Travis, let's move on to valuation. How well will ServiceNow stock do over the next 5 years? How safe is it? 10's a sure thing, 1's a lottery ticket.
Yeah, I guess I went relatively high here with 10 to 15%, but went low with the safety score at just 5. This is a company that I want to think is a value. Price earnings multiple on a forward basis is just 20. So if they are able to keep growing their revenue, let's say in the mid-teens for the next 5 years, this should be a pretty good investment. but it's not guaranteed. And if we do get to a world where pieces of software like ServiceNow are replaced by something like agents or whatever comes next, that's going to be the real risk, and we're going to see that all over the financials. We just haven't quite seen it yet. So optimistic, but it's not quite a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, I mean, I said 15% plus, but we're more aligned than that makes it sound. I could have said less than 0 just as easily, and that's why I gave it a safety score of 5. I mean, ServiceNow, they're down 40% year to date, way off the highs. One of the worst performers of the SaaS industry right now. Aggressive buybacks by management. It shows that they think the stock is cheap, and I kind of agree here. I mean, price to earnings growth ratio of less than 1, price to free cash flow of about 20 is extremely cheap on a historical basis for this stock. AI disruption is a real concern, and I mean, geopolitical uncertainty. They're surprisingly tied to what's going on in the Middle East right now. If the company can successfully adapt to the agentic AI age, it's a bargain here. That's a big if.
That's why we put numbers to it. I would not have guessed Travis would be at 10 to 15%. But given the safety score, kind of get it. Thank you to both Travis and to Matt. They've given ServiceNow a solid overall score of 7.0 out of 10 with no top hits. Look out for a new scoreboard every market day at 7 p.m. Eastern. Next up is Intel. Till then, Fool on.